the cops get here, you have to be good and gone.
I can't help you anymore. I know it's not your fault. You were born this way. You ate them. I believed you had to. I don't know why.
I smelt you. I didn't know I could do that.
I thought I was the only one. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Famous last words.
Timothy, what is it about outsiders and characters on the sort of fringes that appeal to you?
I don't know. I feel like I relate to that deeply in some way, and I can't say I'm consciously choosing these roles, but I felt in reading this that, as Luca just put it, there was a wonderful empathetic quality to both Marin and Lee that was sort of keeping me up at night after I read it, because I thought that they're cannibals and no one's gonna go for that. And then I felt the sort of the part of me that was excited about it equally feeling very daunted by it. And then I knew Luca would be at the helm, and then I thought, oh yeah, this is something we have to do.
What were you guys eating?
I think Taylor just said it in an interview, but something of like some combination of fruit roll-ups and cranberry.
You mean ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, like cranberry, fruit roll-ups, and general mush.
Luca, you sort of helped introduce the world to Timothy. You've been looking at his work, I'm sure. Why did you want to reunite with him after, a few years?
He's an extraordinary artist, and he's a dear friend, and I want to work with great artists and friends. That's clear in my work, because I continue working with people that I love and that are very, very gifted. It's as simple as that. Also, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see the growing up factor. I think it's amazing. It's great to see the changes. Yeah. I went to a festival. They gave me a lovely award, and the award ceremony was just after the screening of Call Me by Your Name. So I was behind the scene, and I was looking at the final moments of the movie. You were so young in that movie. Complete another person.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? When I see clips from that movie, it doesn't seem that long ago, but Timothy, yeah, it seems long ago when you see you then and now. I don't want to get into huge spoilers, but Kiss, Lick It Up. I was like, that song as a kid.
Yeah. Well, it was in the script.
Who chose Kiss, Lick It Up?
Yeah, but then you felt that there was a moment of how do you say, Lee becoming extrovert in front of Taylor with the music.
Yeah, that was the first instinct, was exactly that, was to, sort of challenge the boundary with Marin by how off-putting his behavior could be, but also, honestly speaking, there's a wonderful sequence in Luca's movie A Bigger Splash with Ray Fiennes, where he's dancing, and I thought, well, what the hell, Ray gets to do it, and Rafe gets to do it, and I don't get to do it, so...
Well, you did it in Call Me by Your Name in an amazing way.
That's true,
I mean,
but there was no music playing.
Not for you, but then
right.
In the movie.
In the movie there is, but I feel like here we had actual music playing,
because there was no dialogue.
Because there was no dialogue, so we could actually do it. But I didn't think the face paintless Kiss era was ever going to be a part of my work.
Did you understand the importance of that record, though?
I do. I didn't grow up in that era, so I'll piss a lot of people off by saying that I fully get it. But I feel I've done a deep dive on stadium rock, if that's appropriate to say. And
stadium rock, I like the definition.
Or hair rock and roll, hair rock, and because it's starting with this movie, but then going all the way through to I was at a bar in New York in the spring. Actually, we had gotten dinner earlier that night, and on the jukebox was a bunch of Bob Dylan, so I was playing that, and then somebody was sort of disgruntled about it for whatever reason, bad music taste, and they went over to the jukebox and they said, "It's time for some Motley Crue," and they threw that on, and it was like it's a longer story, but it was extraordinary, and I'm a Motley Crue fan too.
Setting the movie in the 1980s, Luca, why did you want to do that?
I think that was David's instinct when he wrote the script. The book is set in the 90s during Clinton's era. I felt that because we both, David and I, we were kind of teenagers, then I think there is something sentimental about it, probably.
Timothy, what was it like for you to play a character that kind of grows up, I guess, or comes of age or is learning to become themselves, and there's nothing around, there's no cell phones, there's no social media, there's nothing that would impact how Lee sees himself in the world?
I felt like a relief, and then I thought that was the appropriate avenue for the character. And then the more I talked with Luca and the more we kind of did research on the era, I thought, oh, that's actually the feeling of it being a relief would make no sense to somebody at the time because they don't know where the world is going. And also, I think Luca and I started to be excited by the idea that to be in isolation on the fringe of society, especially with the condition that Lee has, wouldn't make it so that you're unaware, that you're feral in your expression and that you're unaware of how you look or come off, but rather that isolation would perhaps, especially when you're young and you're searching for who you are and often searching for who you are in the gaze of another person, which Lee finds in Marin, would make you vainer in some way and thirstier to be able to express yourself. Which goes back to the kiss sequence, I think, too, a little bit, because they've just met and it's like, what the hell, this is who I am.
You've literally grown up in front of people. We just talked about it a minute ago, but you've grown up. And so, Timothy, how have you found your sense of self under such intense, I guess, scrutiny and spotlight?
Great. I don't know. What a great question. I think I always equally felt that expression in the arts, whether that's on stage or in movies or in really bad talent show acts, was, to use the word again, a relief. And in another sense, always felt true to another interview Luke and I were doing, that to be unsure of your footing was crucial to the first thing I just said. And so I've felt assured in that. And I've been really lucky that people like Luca in my life, just people that are hugely successful but also very smart, aren't successful for the wrong reasons, but actually are super talented and I don't know, and great family and friends.
Timothy, next year, Wonka, we're going to see you. That's obviously, you're not going to be mining any dark elements there. What's that experience been like for you? Do you sing in it?
Amazing. I tried to sing in it, and it was a dream come true. And it's a director that I was hugely inspired by, Paul King, who's really
the best.
And because almost everything I've worked on, I always check in with Luca too, because he blessed me with a career, but also because I so trust his taste. And he and Tilda Swinton spoke so highly of Paul from an outside perspective, not knowing him, and what an auteur he is in his own right. And it was just a total dream come true, and I hope we did that character justice, and it was getting to step into another person's worldview, Paul King's, that is just totally magical, and like Luca Guadagnino, like Denis Villeneuve, on that level, but just a totally different thing, so, and there are darker elements, you'll see.
Vilified, crucified in the human frame. You want it darker. We kill the flame.